Short game. I know it's not like fixing your golf swing, but it will lower your scores. I'm promising you, you might improve your golf swing and hit a couple more greens around. But if your short game isn't good, you're going to struggle. And remember, by the way, to like and subscribe to the channel as we help you improve your game. So I want to talk to you about a phenomenon that certainly I noticed a few weeks ago at Augusta National and the Masters. 3 individuals that made the cut and played on the weekend. And I'm talking about Matthew Pavone, Matt Fitzpatrick, and Vijay Singh. All 3 of those players chip and pitch cross-handed. That's right, cross-handed. You might have noticed it. You're standing there, you're watching it. We all were. You get over this, and here's somebody with the glove down below, and you go, wait a second. Whoa, that doesn't look right. And then they hit this shot, and you go, wow, that looked pretty good. Pretty solid strike. That kind of worked out pretty good. What's going on there? Why does that work? I've had more people ask me, why does that work? How does that work? Why would you do that? Well, one, why would you do it? Because the other way doesn't work out. You might have a little bit of the Kramers. You kind of get a little shaky in there. I don't want to have any of that. And so just experiment with this. You see this? It's a very common thing for people to alter their grips when they're putting. We've seen the long putter. You see left hand low. You see a claw. You see a saw. You see a pencil. You see everything when it comes to that. But now all of a sudden you're starting to see some alterations to the grip when you're hitting pitch shots. Here's how it helps and here's why it helps. One of the biggest reasons why people struggle with this is they don't move their body. They spin the shaft like this so the club face opens up and they stab the ground like that, miss the strike, it gets out on the toe, the shot flies up into the air, it doesn't roll very far. It's basically a bad contact. The other thing that happens to many of you is when you come through this, you try to lift this up into the air. I see this a lot too. Again, poor contact, poor strike. The club is bottoming out before the golf ball. There's no predictability to spin, launch angles, apexes, release. Give this a try. If you're struggling with your short game, give this a try. It's a wonderful drill anyway, because what it does, when you hold the club with the lead hand lower than your trail hand, and you take the club back, the club doesn't rotate. Nobody is going to go like this. It literally pins your elbow so fast, your trail elbow. It feels completely abnormal. Not that gripping the club cross-handed when you're chipping feels normal, but when you try to spin the club, you won't do it. So you get in here like this and you take the club back, and what you find is that the club face doesn't really have any rotation to it. Minimal rotation. So that's one of the things that takes place. The second, and maybe the most important, is when I watch people hit chips, the trail palm will tend to come in and then it will expose itself to the sky. That's the big flaw. So what happens is we get in here and then we try to scoop it and the palm is working this way. Well, when you get into a lead hand low and you get down here, the angle of the wrist is even more pronounced of the trail hand. And then you go and you take the palm and you almost are stabbing it into the ground. Now, it doesn't stab into the ground, but it will steepen your angle of attack. So you get in here like this, and you chuck it in there, and you're not going to do this flipping thing. For some reason, left hand low, it doesn't flip. So you get in here, and now you're pushing down into that ground, into that grip. So that's putting pressure on that grip in a downward direction. So here, boom. And now another really good strike, and you can hear that sound in the mat. That club is into that mat. It's exactly what we want to have happen. So those are just a couple of reasons why when you go in the cross-handed fashion, lead hand low, that it's a whole lot better for you. Now, if you want to get back to regular and then feel that, you can. It can translate very nicely. So here, and now you're stabbing into and you're really just feeling that just push down, and you probably will overdo it at first. Probably won't rotate as much as you need. Very good strike on that one as well. What I recommend is this. Give it a try. If not for practice, just give it a try. What's the worst thing that happens? If it's only practice, you're going to start to get a real feel of this club staying kind of square in the backswing. It's going to improve your path, by the way, too. I'll show you that quickly. Gibbsy, go down the line if you would. When you have the club like this, the shoulders are a little bit more level. And when the club works back, it works back pretty much up and doesn't go very much inside. It'll go inside the appropriate amount, not too much. If you're one of those people who doesn't spin the shaft, but you take the club in here, now all of a sudden the bottom of the arc is going to happen way behind the golf ball. This will force you to take the club a little bit more up and a little bit more on the strike line, and then you'll get a little bit more strike down in. So just give this cross-handed grip a try. It might be something that you want to put into your full game. It might be something that you just do for practice. But what I would say to you is this. It's a wonderful way to improve your short game, your chipping and your pitching, and get a feel of how that club should be striking down into the golf ball. Most of you don't have a steep enough angle of attack when you're hitting those short shots. You tend to let this club spin a little bit more or let it go inside. This is going to solve that problem for you. It's going to solve a lot of your short game problems. And that's the reason why players like Matt Fitzpatrick, a U.S. Open champion, won, by the way, chipping left-hand low. It can help you. It certainly helped him. And I know that it's something that's valuable in just experimenting with. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.